Anybody coming on? Hi, Erica. Hello, Lassie. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. We're going to start off the week with some mobility. It's my favorite. Hopefully, some more people join us. If not, they might be doing this later on. But just as a reminder as well, our workout schedule's been pretty consistent in terms of the days and times. So tonight at 7:30, Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. is our typical boot camp class times. So we're still going to be having live workouts on those days and times. Tonight is going to be HIIT. So hopefully lots of sweat, high heart rates, get you really burning things. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be a fun partner workout. And I'm so excited for this. I was totally inspired by Erica and her husband, Matthias, always being together. Even Alessia and Lewis. I love all the couples. So we're going to do a fun couples workout. I'm forcing my poor husband to do it with us, so it'll be fun. Anyways, people are coming on. Hello. Hi, Susie. Hello, all my friends. Okay, we're going to get started. Grab yourselves a mat and socks or bare feet, whatever works for you. We are going to start in a seated position. I usually like to start in a seated cross-legged position just to kind of get grounded before we start moving our joints all over the place. So just find yourself in a comfortable cross-legged position. If it hurts crossing your legs, you might want to put like one foot on top of the other. If that hurts too much, you can uncross them so they're less crossed if you have knee problems, or alternatively, even you can put your feet together kind of out in front. So whatever feels good for you, just get into what's considered comfortable in your mind. So gently resting your hands on your knees. Just close your eyes here for a moment and allow your spine to get into a neutral position. One thing I even notice is how far my chin is sticking out forwards. So kind of bring your chin even back into a neutral position through the cervical portion of your spine. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Allow your shoulders to drop down and back away from your ears. Let your arms feel heavy. We're going to start off with some movement through the neck. So just turning your head side to side gently. Very slowly. Don't forcing yourself to go too quickly. And now tilting one ear to one shoulder and slowly tilting back and forth, side to side. Only going to that point where you feel a little bit of a stretch or lengthening through the side of your neck, down even into the shoulder. One more time. And bringing your chin down to your chest and back up to the center. Just down to your chest, back to center. Down to your chest, and slowly go through center and looking up towards the ceiling. And slowly back down to the chest and up. One more time. And coming back to center. And we're gonna alternate shoulder rolls in reverse. So one shoulder and then the other. And changing directions, alternating those shoulder rolls forwards. Dropping your hands down on either side of the mat. We're going to be reaching side to side, very slowly though. So you'll be using one hand as support as you reach over, and the other arm is going to stretch over and extend. You want to make sure that you're not lifting either one of your butt cheeks up off of the ground as you reach. Hopefully you feel like with each reach, you're able to bend a little bit more. And this time, try to get your elbow onto the mat. So really try to reach so far that your elbow drops down. Even if it's not actually touching, mine's not, but even that visualization of going a little bit lower, you'll feel that stretch lengthen down right into the hip. And coming back to center. We're going to slowly just do some rotation, grabbing onto one knee with the opposite hand and twisting to look behind. Coming through the center, back to the other side. And continue to switch. And switch. Making sure that your hips stay planted on the ground. Don't force yourself to twist beyond what's comfortable. But I like to use my leg for a little bit of leverage. And coming back to center, walking your hands out away from you, in front, until hopefully your forehead gets close to the ground, as close as you can get it. Coming back up to the center, switch your feet around so they're crossed the other way, and we're going to reach forward one more time. And coming back up to center. Let's pop over so that we're on our knees. So just kneeling in a comfortable position. Hands out in front, fingertips facing the ceiling. And we're going to just get some mobility going through the wrists. Placing those hands down onto the ground, fingertips are facing away from you, and gently rocking forwards and back. Be gentle with your wrists. Don't force anything. Feel your body Just go through whatever is your range, whatever is comfortable for you. Making sure that you're pressing down the palm of your hand, even the ball, right where your thumb is. You want to make sure that that's pressing down into the ground the entire time. It's not lifting up. Just gently rocking forwards and back. Turning your fingertips towards you and gently sitting backwards and forwards. And if you've done any mobility workouts with me so far during this quarantine, you'll probably notice that we pretty much always do wrist mobility, certain sequence of movements, and that's because a lot of us are typing away on devices, whether it be cell phones or computers or tablets, whatever, especially now more than ever. So it's really important that we get some blood flowing through the wrist area and we alleviate some of that pain that you might be feeling. Turning the top of your hands onto the ground, and again, gently sitting back and forwards. Just keep the top of your hands on the ground, and if your range is limited, that's okay. Even just the simple action of pressing the top down and lifting them up might be enough for you. So just press and lift. If you can't get those top of the hands onto the ground, just press and then lift. You don't want to be holding it right now. We're just getting some mobility first. And at the end of today's workout, if you want to do some more wrist work, then your body will be fully loosened up that you could go into some static or holding stretches, okay? And clasping your hands together, rolling around. And other direction. Give those hands a shake. Awesome. Placing your hands onto the ground, we're going to pop up onto 2 feet, and feet are going to be together. From here, we're slowly going to lengthen and extend and bend. So you're just going to slowly lengthen and bend. Keeping your feet and your knees together. Only going to what feels comfortable for you. If you're not able to fully straighten your knees each time, that's okay. So it's all right if you're in a bent position and then you're only going to here. That's fine. Whatever feels comfortable. You might be feeling a stretch through your hamstrings just here, and that's fine. But if you're able to push fully straight and then back down, that's great as well. So keep doing that a couple more times. Straighten and bend. Last time. Straighten and slowly roll up to a standing position. We're going to take our stance out a little bit wider. So toes are turned out slightly. Feet are just past hip distance apart or are around hip distance. And we're going to slowly sit down into a deep squat. So we're going to come down, down, down until you're as low as you can go without lifting your heels up. And whatever that is for you is where it's at. So you might be up here, you might be all the way down where your butt's almost touching the ground. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Placing your hands on the ground, we're going to extend and bend. Extending fully, reaching to one leg and then the other. One leg and the other. Keeping your legs straight here, swaying just through the hip area. Coming back to the center, coming down into that deep squat, and we're going to actually roll one knee to the side to find yourself in a seated position. So we're going to come into this figure four position where one foot is in towards the sort of quads of one leg and the other foot's curled back behind. Okay? And from here, we're going to press up onto the knees, pressing your pelvis forwards and sitting back down. So lifting up and lowering. And if you need to use your hands, that's okay too. If you need to be by a couch or put one hand in front to push yourself up, that's all right as well. Good job. So you should feel both hips rotating as you come up into that high kneeling position and then lower. One more time and back down. From here, we're going to take that same knee that rolled inwards and now it's going to rotate around to the other side. So now we're in an opposite of what you just were doing, and same idea, lifting up and lower. Up and lower. Whatever leg is in the back, like with the foot kicking out behind you, every time you come to the top, you want to really think about pressing forwards with that hip bone, because that's where you're feeling this stretch and that lengthening through the hip flexor. Last one here. And lower, rotating through to the other side, lifting it up and down. Try to do it with no hands. And lifting up and down, rotating back and lifting up and rotating it through again. And up. Awesome. And stopping in the center, bringing your feet out away from you. Knees are bent about 90 degrees, feet are hip distance apart, and we're going to just windshield wiper the legs here a little bit. My hips are already feeling good. Awesome. And give your legs a little shake out in front. Beautiful. And we're going to come up to a standing position again. So everybody is standing up. Standing at the end of your mat. Taking both arms, reaching them up overhead and folding forwards. Walking your hands out into a plank position and lowering down onto the mat and lifting up your chest and lower. Lifting up and lower. And up and lower. Pressing back onto both knees, sitting your bum towards your heels. coming up into a high kneeling stance, stepping forward with your left leg and leaning slightly into a lunge and back. Your foot and knee stays planted. Neither one of your foot in the front or your knee in the back lift up. Lunge and straighten. And at each time, lunge a little bit further and sit back a little bit deeper. You can even drop your chest towards that front leg to feel more lengthening through the back of that leg. And coming up into that lunge position again, turning your toe under in the back, you're going to press your leg up so that it's lifting off of the ground, and we're going to lower it. We're going to press up and lower. You can keep both hands on the mat if you need to for support. The focus here is lengthening, using your glute to straighten that leg while lengthening through the hip flexor and the quad. Okay, so if you're able to stay up high, then that's great. Last time here, lifting it up high, turning your foot so that you come into a side deep lunge. And we're going to go to the other side. And switching side to side here. Side to side, feeling that lengthening through the inner thigh or your hips, whatever's feeling tightest. And coming onto the right side, turning now so your right foot is facing the other way. Either both hands on the mat or on your knee. We're going to straighten and lower. Straighten and lower. So we're just lifting that back knee up off of the mat and popping it back down. Straighten and lower. And if you feel a lot of stretch here without lifting that leg up, that's great too. Coming up into a high stance, we're going to go back and forth through our lunge. So lunging forwards and straightening back. Forwards and back. Thinking about getting a little bit deeper each time. Flexing that foot in front. And flex. Coming up into that kneeling position, pressing off of your front foot so you come back up onto two knees. And from here, we're going to sit back and stretch the arms out. Leaning forwards, lowering your pelvis to the mat, and chest comes down, lifting your chest up and down. Each time you're pressing your chest off of the mat, I want you to look up to the ceiling. Turning both toes under, pressing up to a high plank, walking those hands back up to your feet, and slowly rolling to the top. Really good. That was a tough one. Sweating a little bit. What about you? Okay, standing feet together here, keeping our legs fully extended, so knees are almost locked out in a full extension. You're gonna fold and hinge forward from the waist without bending your knees and coming back up. So just go forward as far as you can, keeping your back straight without popping your knees out into a bend. And as you sort of bow, you can even extend your arms out for an added lengthening. So think about your tailbone going out and away from you. Beautiful. And we're going to come down to laying on our backs. So laying down on your mat, I'm sweaty, with both knees bent, and we're going to do a few lengthening and tightening up. So stretching your legs out fully straight, arms overhead, pulling your fingertips away from the tips of your toes as far as possible, lengthening out your body as much as you possibly can. And from here, curling in both of your knees, rounding out your low back, bringing your nose right in, and lengthen, and curl it in. Lengthen, and bring it in. Going out into that full lengthening position, you're going to pull one knee into your chest. You're going to pull and release. Other leg. Give it a little tug and release. Pull and release. You got it. Pull and let go. Couple more times here. Bringing in one of those knees, taking the opposite hand and twisting it over. And we're going to do a little bit of rotation through the thoracic spine or the middle of the back. You're going to reach one way and open. Reach and open. Reach and open. Reach and open. Coming back through center, extending that leg, bringing the opposite knee in towards you, grabbing on with one arm, other arm is stretched out to the side, twisting it across the body, and we're going to reach and open. Reach and open. Keep going here. Last time. Bringing that knee back into the center and letting go. Hugging in both knees again. And release. Bringing your feet up to be planted onto the ground, crossing one leg over top of the other and reaching through and pulling it in towards you and release. Pull it in and release. Just a gentle little tug. Last time here. Switching over slowly onto the other leg, crossing that ankle over so it's shaped like a number 4, and pulling it in and release. Last time here. And straightening out both of your legs. We're going to finish off today's mobility with a few deep breaths. I'd like you to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And you want to feel your chest and your abdomen expand with each inhalation. And if you'd like to just lay here for a few more minutes, to take a few more deep breaths, that's awesome. Thank you everyone for joining me this afternoon. I definitely was feeling really, really stiff and now I'm feeling great. Hi, Shell. So I'll see you guys tonight, 7:30. We are gonna do a tough HIIT workout. I'm really looking forward to it. And we've still got our Tuesday, Thursday midday quickies, so head on over to my profile. The full schedule is posted there for the week, and let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a lovely afternoon, and I will see you guys tonight. Okay, have a good one. Bye.